thousand. What is that? And I'm on page 2. I apologize, sir. I should have clarified.
It's the money that,
Oh, that's the fee base. That's collected from license and permits, total fines. That is the total from that. If you'll look right there, it's described right above you what that is. $23 million from local taxes, total license and permits, $355,000. That is the total of that, is what that is. The total estimated revenues and other sources.
Mr. Mayor, I think she's talking about $150,000 from the opioid money.
Is that where?
That's
that
the
right?
figure I'm talking about. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So
yeah,
please
that
clarify.
is from the opioid abatement committee, yes.
So
believe that is correct.
which fund is that coming from?
Excuse me?
Which fund is that coming from?
Opioid abatement.
128.
Is that the fund within that? That
Yeah.
would probably be the endo fund, which is unrestricted, if that's what you're asking.
That's what I'm asking. Thank you.
128.
Baby doe.
Any other questions? Ms. Howe, did you have one?
Yes, sir, thank you. I guess I understand what you're saying. We don't really know about the rate. When will we know the rate?
We may know as early, within the next 10 days, we may know. I'm going to give you an estimation later tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an estimation that we think it may be, but the issue with giving an estimation is that you're going to hold me to that, and I can't be held to that.
No.
That's the issue right there, because we don't have the certified rate. But I can give you an estimation of what we think it might be. And that's just from figures that's been provided to us.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
would you elaborate on, last year we were $4 million in the red.
Exactly. We started last year's budget, or we passed last year's budget with a $4 million deficit. At the end of the year, Amanda, how much was it actually? It just like 620,000 deficit instead of 4 million. The difference is we did not open up the new facility. We didn't incur some real cost as far as utilities and compensation for these things. Therefore, we did not sustain the actual 4 million. Now, this coming year, we do expect to sustain. Now that, to sustain these costs, we expect the facility to open up. We've got more employees to hire. We've got other things going on, but when you think about the insurance costs going up 13% this year over liability and workman's comp, adding new employees, those are the costs that this year I feel that we will sustain. Will we sustain all of it? That's yet to be seen. But we're currently starting this budget cycle with a $5.5 million deficit. At the end of the year, it may not be that, but I'd rather be on that end telling you this up front than it be the other way. Not tell you and then we have it.
Any other questions?
One, if he doesn't care, he mentioned our liability insurance. Is our risk management going up as well?
That is risk management. That's liability.
Okay.
Let's go.
Mr. Cardin?
Just on the jail thing, is the fees or the expenses related, are they for the whole year? Or are they prorated?
We are, yes, our budget is for the entire year.
Okay.
Yes. Right now, our substantial completion date is July 31st.
It's not me.
Right now, July 31st. If that were to be delayed anymore, any day that it doesn't open, it's a catch-22. Any day it doesn't open, we save some money.
Yeah.
But we need to go ahead and get started.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
First by Mr. Holmes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ahern. Is there any more discussion? Do a roll call, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Amy Farden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
No.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Al Walker,
Yes.
12 yes, 1 no, 1 abstain.
Motion carries. We'll move on to number 2, Mr. Mayor.
Number 2, the approval of sanitation fund 116, the total budget with the addition of 200,000 in anticipated property tax revenue to balance the budget for fiscal year 25-26. Any questions?
Mr. Mayor, I'm hunting the sanitation one, so bear with me just a moment. When I looked through that, I had just a couple of questions where it was broke out, and ever who did it, thank you, because you made it easier for me to look at after we attended the road commission meeting the other night. I noticed the totals as far as the asphalt and all that. That's to the end.
Ma'am, we're on sanitation.
My apologies. My apologies, sir.
Is there any other questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Don Mastodi,
Second.
second by Mr. Harville. Is there any other discussion?
It's okay.
Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Abstain with cause.
and Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Motion carries. Move on to number 3.
Okay, item 3, A3, approval of Highway Fund 131, the total budget is presented before you. Are there any questions? Leaves the fund balance of 974,000.
Any questions? Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Harville. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Horner. Is any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Abstain with cause.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
12 to 2, motion carries.
Motion carries. Move to number 4.
Okay, item 4, the approval of the Highway Capital Projects Fund 176, the total budget including the addition of $1.7 million in wheel tax revenue that will be from the general fund. Are there any questions?
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Ahern?
Second.
Is that Stan? Second by Mr. Harville. Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Abstain with cause.
Al Walker.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 abstain.
Motion carries. We'll move to number 5, and we do have 3 there. We will have 3 separate votes on that. If you want to start with the first, and Mr. Mayor.
Okay, the approval with no changes that was presented from the general debt fund, fund number 151. Are there any questions? That fund balance should actually, let's see, if I got the right one. Just thinking it increased a little bit, but it, one second. There it is. Yes, that fund will slightly increase.
Is there any questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Doty,
Second.
second by Mr. Hall. Is there any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Al Walker.
Yes.
13 no abstain, motion carries.
Motion carries. Move to debt service fund 154. Mr. Mayor.
As presented again with no changes, special debt service fund is fund number 154 with no change.
So moved.
First by Mr. Horner,
Second.
second by Mr. Walker. Is there any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Yes, sir, thank you. So remind me about that fund, please, sir. The special debt service fund, remind me.
Pull up my tab, please.
Yeah. Sixty-one.
You scared me and I ain't scared of nothing.
61, yeah, okay. That's just us paying our bill.
The other revenues from other cities, Amanda, help me on that one. I'm not certain exactly which ones that is.
Peggy, that Fund 154 is, county audit had us break out the bonds that were issued for the landfill. So all that is landfill related. So they've got 2 bonds and a debt payment for a shredder, and it's all in there, and they reimburse us for every bit of principal and interest. It's really just a wash. The fund balance that you see there, like, there's a growth of almost 200,000, and that's the interest we'll collect this year off that money.
You had me at shredder.
You remember we bought that, was it a tire shredder or some kind of
Yes,
shredder?
well, it's a shredder where they put all the debris in the top in a Class 3 landfill, and it grinds it out, grinds the tires, furniture, everything, makes a layer rather than just bulk.
Okay.
Yes.
I had the opportunity to be there 2 days ago, and I did not notice the shredder. But
It's,
you're,
it's all the way in the back. You may not be in where it is.
she said, I went 2.5 miles later, I got to Class 3,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
And I thought, holy moly, I didn't know it was there. But I didn't notice, but you're telling me there is one,
Oh, yeah.
and it's plugged in
I've seen, well, it's operation. I have seen it in operation. I sure have.
lately.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Chairman, may I address
Okay.
that? It's on wheels and you can take it. It's a mobile shredder.
Ah, okay.
On the recycling tire event day that I went
Yes,
and
sir.
helped work that day, I watched them put them in there and it grinds them up and makes a layer. That's the only way you can landfill a tire is that it's been shredded. And this body voted a couple years ago, I can't remember the exact date, to finance that, which, as Amanda said, it passes through us.
Yes, sir.
We financed it for them. It was like 900,000, I believe, to purchase. And, but it saves landfill space.
I agree. I just didn't notice it that day. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, just to add to that, it saved us 10 years on the landfill.
Now, are you saying that one day, or the fact that they are?
No, the fact, by shredding the garbage, not putting it in lump sums.
Yes, sir.
It's compacted and we have more years on the,
10 more years.
10 more
Okay.
years than we would have had. That's
Good to know. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harple,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
13 to 1, motion carries.
Motion carries.
And the final one you have there is your drug fund 122. That again, it was with no changes.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Ahern? Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hahn. Any discussion?
I have a question for the mayor. Please enlighten me about that a little bit further on the drug fund, what all that entails, please.
I can't answer exactly the entire deal, but that is where they, I think, confiscate vehicles and they're sold or, you know, that kind of thing. They sustain themselves to some point. That budget ending estimated fund balance at 245 could actually be increased or decreased just a little bit. But that is where they operate in their drug enforcement.
Is that, out of curiosity, we passed one of the county officers' trucks not too long ago that had the blue lights, but it had no insignias. Is that part?
The sheriff would have to answer that, but I think that would be
I'm
a
just curious.
detective vehicle.
I was just
I don't
curious. Thank
think the drug vehicles are lighted or marked.
you. Okay,
Any other
thank you.
questions? Roll call, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harple,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
13 motion carries.
Motion carries. We will now move to 4B, Resolution 2514. Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we've got a resolution that is presented before you. This body, once again, while I was absent last week, voted to do a one-time non-recurring gift, if you will, to the school system of $600,000, and this resolution conveys that. Is there any question?
I have one.
Yes.
And thank you for including the resolution, Ms. Trish. It makes it a lot easier to hunt it down. If I am reading it correctly, and as stated on the front of the agenda, it was for technology.
That is correct.
And if I remember correctly what was said in the meeting,
Yes,
they were gonna use it for raises.
that is correct. You are correct.
So-
You're right on, Ms.
So,
Green.
so, quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can they switch it that way from technology to raises?
I'm
Being
gonna-
that usually raises is something that reoccurs something down the line.
Are you finished?
Oh, yes, sir.
I didn't wanna
Please, thank
interrupt
you.
you.
Thank you.
So here's the deal. Because it's a one-time recurring gift or added to their budget, they cannot take a one-time gift and use it for recurring costs such as expenses for salaries. Therefore, this money is switched for accounting measures and it goes into their technology budget, bucket or whatever you want to say, and therefore it takes $600 out that they've already got in their technology budget and goes over to recurring expenses. It's basically an accounting move to make it right with the state that we're giving them this, and now they're therefore they are using it for salaries.
So let me see if I understand you. They're swapping buckets like Mayor Britton used to talk to us about.
No, it's a little different than what
Different?
Mayor Britton
Okay.
did, but we gave them 600. They can't use it because it's non-recurring. They cannot use it for salaries. It's non-recurring. It's a one-time gift. We give it to them. They're putting it in their technology bucket, and they're taking 600 out and moving over here to their salary line. Is that correct, Jerry?
Do we have any idea how much the increase in property taxes is going to give the school systems?
It's giving them none. I'm confused at that.
I
Maybe
think
we'll-
I'm pretty well right, but I'll double
we'll
check it,
figure
but I'm
it out.
pretty
Yes,
well
go
right.
ahead, Tom.
If I may, Mr. Mayor, just a quick, this is my understanding, and it may clear up a lot, is we set a set amount that we give the school system. Maintenance of effort, we exceed what the state requires, but we don't say they get X pennies of property tax to fund their budget. We say they get X dollar amount. Then we, as a group, say this is where we're gonna get it from. It's not that they get so many pennies from it. They get a flat amount,
That's correct.
In
and
the,
if we get an increase, they get no increase.
in the past, in 2007, when they passed that, and that was the year of Pick Your Poison, if I remember correctly, they designated so much of the property tax to go to the school system to take
They
care of it at that
designated,
time.
they designated that was where they were going to allocate the money from, was from X amount. There's not a set penny amount
To the
of property
schools.
tax that goes to school system.
Okay, I'll go back and look
This
at
is,
it. Thank you.
this is not like sales tax, Commissioner Green, where they get so much and we get so much. That's not how it's set up.
Well, in the past, Mayor Britton swapped the property tax for sales tax.
You're on a different level, and we'll talk about
Okay.
that in just a moment.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you,
But,
thank you.
but that is not what this is.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
Amanda would like to address.
Speak, please. I'm sorry. So if you look at the school's budget, the one they presented, in their current property taxes, they're anticipating this budget, they will receive $7,776,000 in property taxes. And if you look, that's our maintenance of effort, that amount, $7,776,000. So whenever our new property tax rate comes in, we will take our assessments and we'll know what a penny will bring in. So we'll take $7,776,000 and divide it by what a penny brings in. And that's how many pennies the school system will get. So they're not going to get any, their percentage right now, they get 27% of the inside tax rate. They'll still get 27%. It'll be a different rate, but it'll still be 27%. And it'll be the pennies that they need to make up to the maintenance of effort, no more.
So they won't go past the maintenance of effort either way.
No, ma'am.
I know we're well past what the state mandates, so thank you, Miss Amanda.
As I said, no increase to the school
Thank you.
budget. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any other questions?
On the resolution.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion by Mr. Harrell, second by Mr. Richardson. Is there any other questions? Roll call, please.
Debbie Ahern,
Yes.
Jamie Carden,
Yes.
Thomas Doty,
Yes.
Edna Green,
Abstain.
Stan Harville,
Yes.
Bobby Hahn,
Aye.
Tim Horner,
Yes.
Peggy Howe,
Yes.
Joe Huntsman,
Yes.
Rodney Long,
Yes.
Wayne Neesmith,
Yes.
Mike Reed,
Yes.
Mike Richardson,
Yes.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
13-1, motion carries.
Motion carries. We will move on to 4C. Mr.
Yes.
Mayor?
All right, discussion on the public hearing. So that will be needed due to the county exceeding the certified tax rate. So I want this to be a discussion. I want each and every one here to understand what's before us. There's a lot of information. First, I'd like to thank Finance Director Amanda, the work that she's diligently put in since March. Not just her, but the department. There's been a lot going on here when a lot of numbers started coming in, and you look under the hood and you see what's coming. You didn't realize it. You didn't realize it. So in the past 4 years, 5 years, since 2020, 2021, what we've done is move pennies. We've moved pennies from the school system's property tax to here and replaced it with sales tax. We've done that year after year. In fact, 23 pennies from the school system to the general fund over the last 4 or 5 years. 23 pennies. We came up with $4 million. And on top of that, another, hold on. Can't remember. There was several more pennies that we moved and put into general debt service. So that's how we've made it to this point. The last tax increase we had was in 2020. That was a 3-cent tax increase. Just so happens that was in a reassessment year that year as well. And we did the same process. But that said, the pennies are gone. There's no more pennies to move. Our revenues are flat. I'm not going to tell you that they won't increase a little bit. We've had some growth. There'll be some. We just don't know. We can't bank on that. Therefore, there's no more pennies to move. And there's no more playing around with that formula. I think we're at the end of the road as far as that goes. And what we've got here is, if you will, a perfect storm. We've got wages, salary studies, all of it hitting at one time. We've got new employees that we've had to bring about. And that's brought us to where we're at. Again, our revenues have increased by $6 million since 2021. But our expenses have also increased by $10.5 million. We've been able to sustain that entire time without just one increase of 3 cents. Now it's time to look at a new model. We've done as far as we can. We have a public hearing scheduled June the 26th before our county commission meeting. Or during it. It's part of our county commission meeting, but we'll have a public hearing that'll have 2 different parts in that meeting where we discuss exceeding the certified tax rate and the fiscal budget. That's the public hearing. That'll be anybody's time to come and voice their opinion as far as where we're at. But that'll be during our on the 26th meeting, our commission meeting that day. We'll send out our public notice tomorrow as far as the intent of this body by the vote of this budget committee, the intent is that we will need to exceed that certified rate. We will be letting our state folks know that we expect that to be increased. That's all in due process. Is that correct, Amanda? Yes. But that said, there's a lot of unknowns out there that, as Commissioner Green's pointed out, we don't know the rate. And I can give you an idea, but I'm telling you right now, I can't be held accountable because we don't have the quote-unquote certified rate. But right now, with the total assessed value in our county at $2.8 million, $2.8 billion, that's up over $1 billion from 5 years ago. $1 billion. You divide that and you work down what we think a penny is going to be worth. Anybody know what a penny's worth right now?
3 cents.
$162,000. 1 cent is worth $162,000. We think a penny may be worth $274,000. That's what we think. Now, I cannot, this is rough figuring of what we see the assessed value and going through the formula. Until we get that certified rate from the state, we do not know these final figures. But that said, your budget, this budget committee has passed, and we recognize the need to extend above the certified rate. Now, is there any questions?
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have, I know they're building quite a few new homes below us.
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I should have spoken to it. I apologize to you. I know that they have built quite a few new homes below me. So do we have any
Quite a few homes for what?
new homes? I know they built quite a few new homes below me. So do you have any idea what our, and I'm trying to think of the proper term to ask, but new constructions, new homes, new revenue, do you have any idea what kind of figure we are looking at for that?
No, ma'am. And as far as new homes, I don't know that figure, but anything that has been already moved into before, I can't remember the assessment period, anything after that assessment period is new growth. Anything before that was included in this year and in what we expect our revenues to be. So I do not know that. I don't know that answer. I don't know how to tell you. Yeah, there's new homes around, but most of them were included in this year's assessment.
Do you have a new growth figure that you can share with us?
I don't. I do not have that.
Thank you, Miss Amanda.
Approximately $1 million in increased revenue, but that's in that property tax line already. I'm anticipating $1 million in growth revenue in that.
Okay, so it's already in there. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Please discuss.
Make a comment that with increased growth, there's also increased costs associated with that growth. So, you know, our infrastructure is going to have to grow. So it's not just a neutral or a positive growth. It's, you know, offsetting penalties, if you will. Schools, roads, trash.
And as Mr. Holmes said the other night, there's none of us that have not sat here in our households and experienced more cost. And it's just the world that we live in. So I think that Hamblen County in the past has been a county that most people would want to come and live in. It's because of the services and the low tax rate that we do, you know, provide these citizens. And so we knew this was coming. And, you know, nobody wants those dreaded words of a tax increase, but if we want the services and paying for all the added costs and the increase, then that's something that we're going to have to do.
So to give you an idea, if you're looking at $5.5 million, if you want to balance that budget, it'll take 21 pennies. Now that said, our certified tax rate we expect to still be the lowest of any county in East Tennessee. And I say East Tennessee, let me say in our area, in the northeast. I don't know about below us like Monroe County down. I don't know theirs. But anybody from Blount County, Knox County, through the northeast, we are the lowest taxed county around. Now, does that make it easier to swallow? Probably not. But I want you to understand that we will still be the lowest tax rate around. Even with, if you were to choose to increase, if it ended up being 21 cents. And that's to balance the budget. And let me clarify one thing. It actually doesn't balance the budget. We're still 1.2 deficit at 21 cents. We are dipping into fund balance by $1.2 million to cover some capital expenses, including the school system that this body voted to give. That's where that's coming from. The 21 cents, and we're trying to be conservative in that. That we may have some other revenues come in, we may exceed revenues. Therefore, you know, that's why we're stopping there. But there's next year. Cost of living increases. Actual utility costs. Big Oak Tree Plaza, when it opens up in the health department, insurance. So those are things to consider. If you do that this year, you've got another year in front of you. So there's a lot to consider here in how you want to approach this. It's up to this body how you want to do that. But that's the numbers that are in front of you.
You do have the 1.2 capital that's coming out of fund balance in your packet tonight, if you want to turn over there and look at it, if you've not looked at it. Is there any other discussion? Ms. Howe?
Yes, sir, thank you. It's going to be a little bit of a hard sell to go from 3 cents to 21 and possibly 24. But it would be nice to know if you paid $100 in your tax, then you're going to pay $123, I guess, to have some kind of an example that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you want a quick example, and this, again,
Yeah.
folks, these are strictly estimates. These are not, please, you can't hold these to me. Because we don't have the actual figure.
Right.
All right. So let's take a $300,000 home. If you own a $300,000 home, your increase will be somewhere around $150 to $200 a year.
Okay.
So $12 a month, thereabouts.
Quick question, sir, and I hate to stop you, but being you brought a figure, and I know, just an estimate. But now for the folks, and I have several in my district that are on what I call the rebate or property tax break for older folks that are on limited funds. Will that help anyway with that besides the one they get now? I mean, will there be anything built in to help them further?
I can't, I would be wrong in to answer that because I don't know the bottom answer. The trustee's office would have to answer that one for you.
Thank you.
I do know there is something available there, but I do not know the ins and outs of that.
Is there anything this body needs to do as far as voting on that?
I just wanted to
No, sir. Chairman, what this is letting you know that we will have a public hearing as part of our county commission meeting next Thursday. And during that public hearing, we're going to have two parts over the exceeding the certified tax rate, and then the actual budget itself. Excuse me? On the 26th budget, yes. And then we'll go in to adopting, or not. I just remind you, that this body has voted to exceed. Now we got to answer the question.
Is there any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Mayor, very much. I'll go to items of interest. As he mentioned, Thursday, June the 26th, 2025, we'll meet in the courthouse here at 5 o'clock. And it'll be to adopt a budget including tax levy resolution, corporation resolution, and resolution making appropriations to nonprofits and charitable organizations. Is all minds clear?
One comment, please, sir.
And a public hearing. Excuse me. Ms. Green.
We have been looking at hopefully a proposal that with the advance, the property tax revenue bouncing out all of the county funds. So it's something I'd like at some point to sit down and discuss.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you,
Noted.
sir. I appreciate it.
Dismissed.